Yeah, just first and foremost, I'm really excited. Appreciate everybody being here. To think it's year 3, new team and a new season. We couldn't be more happy here to open up here at home against 2 great teams. But obviously our focus is on a Memphis team that is going to be fun to watch on opening night. They're top 40 in the country in tempo, so our fans can expect a team that's going to press. They're going to try to make it ugly. Obviously, we're familiar with them because we played them last year, and we have a lot of respect. The head coach has done a great job in the transfer portal, bringing in some really good players. So it should be an absolute dogfight that I'm asking our fan base to come out like you always do and support this team that is on a journey like no other. A lot of new faces. And a lot like everybody else in the country, we're trying to create an identity and find our identity, and we got a big challenge here on opening day.
I'll start with Robbie here in the front.
Yeah, we've talked to you at different stages of the offseason now, and I mean, you've obviously had a chance to see your team against somebody else and scrimmages and things like that. And you've seen them now in the last few weeks too. Going into opening day, I mean, what's kind of your thoughts on where you are right now as a team?
Well, I really love this team. I think one thing is we're very unselfish, but we're almost unselfish too much. We've talked about it in practice, and I've joked about this. Our fans might need to bring baseball gloves because we are slinging that ball. Is that a fair statement? Yeah. But that's in a good way. It's not that we're bad passers. It's that we love the home run pass. We love to thread the needle. We love to make the showtime pass, and sometimes it's just a simple old school jump stop and make the simple pass. So on opening night, I'm looking for us, and we're going to have this because we're playing a team that wants to press, and they live off turnovers. We've got to be 14 turnovers or less if we want to have a fighter's chance. But most importantly, I got a team that's got a lot of pieces. We got a lot of different lineups we can put out there on the floor. We can go big, we can go small. But I'm excited, to be honest with you, just because I need to see it, right? Closed doors is one thing, but when the lights come on, that's a whole different thing. So I think both of us are we're ready, we're prepped for it, but let's get this first one under our belt and go from there.
I'm Sam here in the front.
Is it advantageous at all to be facing a team that's already played a game and you got some tape that you could watch on them, and are you kind of just at this point itching at the bit to just get a game going after last night? Watching all these other teams and you got to wait till Thursday.
Yeah, both. I think one for them. I think that's why this is a great game that I've let our team know we got to come ready to go. They've played South Carolina, right? We all watched that. We talked about it as a team earlier, so obviously there's not going to be a scare factor. She did a great job of playing a great preseason game that's going to put them in position. And then, like you said, I think we're competitors. I know this one especially right here. She lives for these moments. She loves it. She came back for another year because she loves what Mississippi State's about. So to be opening up on opening night this week, I think we're tired of practice, right?
I'm excited.
we're ready to play somebody else.
Jacob here in the front.
Coach, has this offseason been any different for you compared to your last 2 years, and if so, how?
I definitely say it's different. I think each year is different. I think it's just the landscape of college athletics. First and foremost, shout out to Michelle Clark-Hurd, my former assistant, getting a win last night with Mercer. We're happy for Corey Irvin as well. She's playing a tough schedule, but we've got new coaching staff members. And then, like I said, with the transfer portal, we've added some electric, exciting players. But with that, we're trying to put together a team. So this year reminds me a lot of year one, where there's a lot of wow factor, but most importantly, I got to bring that wow together as one team.
Dave here in the front.
JerKaila.
Oh,
We're not ignoring you out there. Coach just talked about putting a team together. How much of that falls on veterans like yourself to take all the transfers, the young players, and make a team into them to get this season started?
honestly, I just feel like, the players that he's brought in can really help us a lot. I feel like they bring the pressure off me because there's such a threat. There's so many threats on the court, like he said. We're very versatile. He can go big, he can go small. There's players that can, we have glue players. So I just feel like the people he's brought in is going to help us and a lot.
Rob, you're in the front.
Jerk, who's kind of impressed you so far? Some players that really kind of jumped off, maybe been a tough one that you've gone up against in practice, or somebody that you think is really going to make a big impact?
If I could talk about them all, I would. But no, I'll go Naya Russell, of course. She's very versatile. She can get downhill really good once she goes down the lane. Like, there's no stopping her. I'll say her. And then I want to give a shout out to Chandler Prater. She's very tough. Like, she's our glue player. She's very tough. She's a dog. She's tough. She's not scared of anything, so she kind of scares me a little bit when we go head up. But I always love the competition against her.
Coach, how do you see the rotation in terms of the post players shaping out, just given the relative lack of experience there? Obviously, Near coming back, and then a couple newcomers who can help fill that hole there.
I'm really excited. If our post players do what they've been doing in practice when the lights come on, I think our fan base is going to be excited as well. We've got four athletic bigs, because I count Poe in that forward, where you got to pick your poison. Near and Poe can stretch it out and shoot it as good as anybody in the country. Near in a close scrimmage, she had 2 made threes. She looked great. She could take it off the bounce. We're all familiar with what Debrisha Poe can do. She's one of the best 3-point shooters in the country. And then you got Medina, all right, which everybody's going to learn that young lady's name really quick. Fair? Yeah. And Kayla Thomas, who are bigs. They do the dirty work. They do the things where in today's basketball people don't want. They post up in the paint. They do all the little things to make sure that we're successful in hard screens. But in this game in Memphis, all right, we're going to need 4 post rotation, because Memphis is top 15 in the country in rebounding. That is a big concern of mine, and it's going to take a group effort from them to make sure to keep them off the boards here Thursday night.
Jerk talked about Chandler, and I know she's been coming back from that injury. How much is she able to do right now? Is she full go? Is she able to do everything you want her to do?
Yeah, in a close scrimmage, she was at 20 minutes. So it was great. Her body is unbelievable. She looks as it's almost like a mini Jerk, and I mean that in a positive way. Jerk is strong. Jerk's one of the strongest guards in the SEC, and Chandler has that same frame. She's committed to the process, but outside of just her body and what she can do, it's her voice for me. She's consistent. Jerk just mentioned it. She's a glue piece. She talks. She's kind of like her and Poe, the mothers of the team, right? Where they'll take accountability, but most importantly, when stuff hits the roof, I've seen it from early. They're the ones to bring us in and make sure that we're together. So she brings a lot to the table, and I'm excited to see how her year plays out.
You've talked about wanting to get, Kansas, Chandler, and what she did there.
Yeah.
Do you kind of see the early makings of that? I know this is a really tough injury to come back from, but
Yeah.
I mean, are you seeing a little bit of that?
100%. She was about 11 points a game. I think she has one of the best mid-range pull-ups. I tell her every single day. We had a situation in practice where it was a 2-on-1, and I think she said the same thing. We were like, shoot that, right? But I think that's part of what I'm talking about, that process. We got to fail fast, and we got to learn quick. I've got, again, a team that's very unselfish. So there's times where I need Chandler just to shoot that mid-range pull-up like she did at Kansas. But then there's other parts she realizes she's playing with a lot of great players that she's trying to make sure she goes out and does what is needed to make sure we get a team win. And that's the part that I like. So if she can be Kansas/Mississippi State, I'll be pretty happy.
Question here in the front.
For both of you, kind of a big picture question.
Yeah.
Soccer is starting their SEC tournament today. They have a championship. Women's golf coming off a championship. For JerKaila and coach as well. What's it like to see Mississippi State Olympic sports like this setting a championship standard for everybody?
Honestly, I feel like I'm just very proud, because I also have friends like on those teams, so I'm proud of them. Just watching them accomplish things that we would like to accomplish. So just going out there, being proud, supporting them, going to their games, making sure we always give them the attention, give them the platform, and give them the flowers that they deserve. So I'm very proud of them. It's crazy to see.
Yeah, it's culture, to her said. It's what people don't see behind the scenes, right? Obviously, we all come out to sporting events, but they're all friends. They all hang out to each other. They all support each other like no other. But we're also all the time in this weight room, in the training room, the commitment from our athletic department to give us the resources to compete at the highest end. You're seeing not only women's basketball, but to your point, all sports succeed. And that's what makes this place so special.
Robbie here in the front.
To that point, I know you showed up at the airport the other day to see the soccer team, and I know that the coaches are really close, regardless of the sport. What has that relationship building process been like for all the coaches on campus, and how important do you feel like it is for you guys and ladies to support each other.
Yeah, it's cool. It's what makes Starkville so special. This is a community and state that loves each other, that supports each other like no other. We are the professional team, right? Because we have no professional teams in this state. So to have a coaching staff and players that embody what this state is all about, it's pretty special. And being at 4 other different universities prior to this, this is not the norm. And so what the question was asking from me earlier, it's really cool when you have a support circle and a community that, you know what, yeah, it's easy to support when we win, but we also have each other's back when we lose. It's fun to be a part of.
Jacob over here.
JerKaila, I think it's fair to say you're the face of Mississippi State women's basketball right now. How much pressure do you think comes with that?
Honestly, I feel no pressure. I would say pressure is a privilege. So I just feel like I really just want the focus, or the main focus, to be like just on the team and then what we have this year, and then our coaching staff, what they have for us, and just being successful and just going out there playing every night so that, we can just all be the face of the team,